Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos of the paid request, this time from Ash. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And this is for, like I said, Dark Harbor from 1998, which I had never heard of. But it stars Alan Rickman, Polly Walker, and Norman Reedus. Alan Rickman, of course, may he rest in peace, wonderful actor from Die Hard, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Twiddly Down Under, Galaxy Quest. Always great to see him in there. Yeah, Polly Walker, who I remember, I think from ICU with Sylvester Stallone. Good actress. And Norman Reedus, a very, very young Norman Reedus. Well before The Walking Dead, among many other stuff. And sadly, for that cast, I did not give a shit about this film, to put it bluntly. Pretty much it's Alan Rickman and Polly Walker. They're a couple. They're fighting. Especially Alan Rickman. You realize why at the end of the film, but he's always so prickly towards her and sarcastic. And they're in the rain driving because they're trying to get to this ferry to go to this island. And Alan is talking about, oh, well, help me. I can't see. Stop reading that book. Come on, help me. So she looks, and I'm sitting there going, well, what if she... I'll wait till I get to the end of it gets into the ending of the film. Anyway, she notices in the heavy rain, where you can barely see shit, this guy on the road. They help him out, and it's Norman Reedus, who doesn't have a home, does want to impose. Alan doesn't really want to help him, but she does. They get to the ferry. They're a bit late. Norman Reedus apologizes. Polly Walker's, oh, it's okay. He even gives him some bit of money while he goes off on his way. Alan Rickman and Polly Walker get to the island. And just again and again, you see Alan Rickman just being more and more prickly. Again, there's a reason for this, which I'll get to. But it's just not the most fun to watch, and it felt like... I guess Alan Rickman did this because it's not many times he got to be the lead. Just sad that this is what he got to be the lead in. Kind of this wannabe Lifetime Channel, whatever the fuck movie. At least how's I view it. There's a bit where they get on the island and they're having dinner and they get on this boat and the boat gets fucked up. So they gotta land nearby. And there's Norman Reedus again. And they bring him to their home. Alan's not really happy about it, but she's trying to help. And pretty much the rest of the movie is Norman Reedus slowly seducing Polly Walker. Either they go out and they look at these mushrooms and she tells him how one mushroom is an aphrodisiac, but another mushroom that almost looks the exact same is a poison that kills you in like a minute or so. Which you're sitting there going, interesting. I wonder if that's going to come into play. It does. It does. Or it's them while Alan's going off golfing, they're having fun with each other's company. They're doing cosplay, dressed up as... She's dressed up as a cowboy, and Norman Reedus dressed up as, I guess, Marilyn Monroe, singing Happy Birthday, Mr. President. I never thought I'd see Norman Reedus do that. And you tell by the look of him, they're trying to make him look androgynous. There's a reason for that. But you tell they kind of did that on purpose. And just... Alan just had one director... The director told him one thing. One director's note. Be as prickly as you can be. So there's a bit where Alan and his wife are talking, and he's saying, "I don't have time to play these Alzheimer poker games with you," because supposedly she forgot about something. Never heard that term. These Alzheimer poker games. May have to steal that. And then Norman Reedus and the girl, they drink, they ride swings together. I gotta get to the spoiler ending. Some people may guess the ending 15, 20 minutes in. What you come to find out is Alan gets into a fight with Polly Walker. She tells him to leave. Norman Reedus tells him to leave. Alan chases after Norman Reedus. Comes back up, tells her, "Fine, he's all yours." Polly Walker calls up to Norman Reedus. They're hugging each other, ready to make out. They're in the midst of the mushrooms. He's ready to feed her a mushroom. It cuts away. Get to a funeral. She has died. You figure out how. Then Alan Rickman is at the services, leaves, on his boat, takes off all his clothes, jumps in the water. If you want to see Alan Rickman, if you want to see Hans Gruber butt ass naked, here's your chance. Sometime later, someone comes up to his door. They kiss. Oh my God, it's Norman Reedus. And apparently this whole bit was Alan Rickman trying to drive Polly Walker away from him. That's why he was so prickly all the time. That's why he was so mean all the time. Is to drive her away into the arms of Norman Reedus, to trust this guy enough to feed her this poisonous mushroom. Now, granted, there's a part of you that goes, well, why don't you just act nice to Polly Walker and say, hey, you know what? I'm really love you. I care for you. I really want to change. Let's go out and do this. Let's go out and have fun. Let's go out. I want to make love to you in the middle of this field. I want to try something new. Let me blindfold you. All this stuff. I really want to. And gets her to trust so much. Here, eat this. She eats it, and then she dies of poison. Why? Like, it seemed like there's other easier ways to do this than to have Norman Reedus involved. I just other like as in to have Norman Reedus try to seduce her and do all this other stuff. I mean, if all it took was, okay, we're able to write a suicide note, and there's this poison of the mushroom, and apparently there's no other cops investigating as to if there's foul play involved, if something else happened, nobody else has doubts onto Alan Rickman. Or it's not like they blame the blame was on this Norman Reedus stranger and they're out looking for him and he's a scapegoat. If none of that comes into play or was going to come into play, then again, why are you having this? It seemed like such an extravagant plan just to have this twist. But yeah, if you want to see Alan Rickman and Norman Reedus kiss and make out, and earlier Alan Rickman's bare ass, I guess is the movie for you. I just thought the film was very boring. I mean, look wise, it's kind of not much. Either they're on a boat or they're on the island and some interiors of the house. Character wise, you find out a little bit of Polly Walker, that her dad had died of suicide. you never really got a sense why Polly Walker and Alan Rickman were together in the first place. Other than Alan Rickman kind of says, I knew I knew I didn't love you when we got married, but I was just afraid to say anything. I'm like, well, then just divorce her or just get the fuck out of Dodge or whatever. I wouldn't say I really got a good headspace of Alan Rickman's character, like why he hated Polly Walker's character so much. I guess you just say, well, because he got in love with an androgynous looking Norman Reedus. But I can't say I really got the motivations why Alan Rickman did this, other than shits and diddles, and I didn't just divorce. Wouldn't it be a lot easier just divorce? Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, if you don't like her so much, just divorce and say, I'm divorcing you. Goodbye. And I guess if he did that, maybe he wouldn't have all the money for the island and stuff. But maybe that's why. Was it just the money thing? I don't know. And I honestly don't fucking care. It was a shame that this was, Alan Rickman, like I said, did not get a lot of chance to star in the movie. And this is kind of, oh, of course, he's a villain at the end of the day. Like I said, it would have been nice to have him be the star of a movie where he's not the villain. He's either kind of maybe a villain, support. I mean, Galaxy Quest, he's not the star of that movie, but that's what I mean. A film that he stars in that he's not the villain. He sadly didn't have a whole. There were times he played good guys, Dogma. I mentioned Galaxy Quest. I think the January Man he was in with Kevin Kline. He was a good guy in that. Kevin Kline's friend. He said, I don't know if he starred in a movie where he was a good guy. I don't know. But, like I said, I didn't really feel much except boredom. It's really just worked up to that twist. I guess how you feel about the twist is how you feel about. It's how you feel about the movie. And I really didn't care. Just thought it was a waste of Alan Rickman. And I don't know. Wasn't really a fan of it. Just very slow, very boring. At least to me. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.